Morning guys, right, we are going to focus on a daily drive with dual carriageways today. So going off towards Watford, joining the slip road again. You've seen this a few times in the videos. It's like my normal morning route, but we're going to hopefully come across a few national speed limit roads, etc. So, and a lot of lane changing. So I'm planning ahead. This car's pulling up, there's a lot of space there. I'm looking in my mirror, I'm going to start signaling, and then I'm going to push over towards the fast lane. Now you guys have to always drive on the left hand side. There's a bit of traffic there, that's why I'm doing this. Plus I've got to get to my client, so got to get there quick. Let's see. So overall, the main thing is NDP, normal driving position. Okay, so you always have to be on the left hand side, the left hand lane, okay, when you're driving, unless you are overtaking or transitioning to turn right. Okay, and overtaking includes any hazards or anything like that, any vehicles going slowly, etc. So you can't just hang around in the middle lane for no reason. Okay, you might see me driving today a lot in the right lane, but that's just because I'm in a bit of a rush. Yeah, apart from that, it should be all right. So now we've got this car next to me. Feels like they're a little bit close, but should be all right. And then I've got a nice gap there, so I'm going to increase my pace. I like to stay away from vehicles if possible, so there's a nice little open space near me. It's not always possible, obviously, but it just adds on to the safety factor. All right, so let's have a look at some lane changing if possible. Have a look at the car behind you here. He's changing lanes already, so I can't change lanes at the moment. Now I've got a potential chance. I'm going to have a look in my mirrors, I'm going to signal, I'm going to smoothly come over like this. Look at the glide. It's a slide and glide. Okay, I often say that to my students. Okay, now they're in slow traffic, so now this is not classed as undertaking. Okay, so now as the speed starts picking up for them, oh, we got the red yellow light, we've got time to brake, and I'm going to brake just here. I also checking back so that there's no one there when we are braking. Okay, so if you need to go through an amber light, if you think it's unsafe because you've checked behind you, then it's fair to do so. But if you have time to stop like I did, then you should try and stop. If you notice on the ground, I'm just before the stop line, so that's fine as well. So those little things you should try and factor in. We try and lower the seat so you get a slightly better view, and then hopefully this will help you look a little bit more. But yeah, that's about it. So undertaking is a really important thing on the dual carriageways. It happens a lot. It's not technically illegal, so however, it's as close as you can get to it. Okay, so we've got the green light. I'm ahead of the car on the right, so there's no undertaking going on now. So now I'm smoothly picking up my pace. Have a look at the red light. Is it for us? No, there's no line on the ground. Okay, every traffic light will come with an associated traffic stops line. Yeah, so if there's no stop line, then it's not for you. Now I've got this truck in front of me, I've got this car right next to me. All right, I can see that they're only doing, they're just under 50, so I'm going to have a look in the mirrors and see if it's safe. I'm doing 50 at the moment, so I technically, even if I went on the other side, it wouldn't be worth it, because I'd end up speeding. So you need to factor in, is overtaking going to be legal or not, in the sense of your speed as well. Okay, so now I'm having a look. I might want to try and return back to the left lane, so I'm having a look. It's not safe. I'm keeping the car dead straight in the lane. Look, literally my hands are hardly on the wheel. Look, so if I let go, this car might veer to left a little, but it doesn't do anything like this, you know. So a lot of students, they grip really tight, and you don't need to. Literally, look, you should be able to drive with one finger like this, you know. And I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying if I'm let go now, the car's literally staying according to the road shape. Okay, so now I want to come back to the left lane, let's say. So I'm going to do mirrors, signal, safe in that lane. But now this lane's moving a little bit quicker, let's see. So I might want to go there. I know that right lane also moves forwards a little bit faster as well. But let's see. Bit of traffic in the mornings. I'm going to turn my heated seat off. So let's see if they let me go or not, but I don't think they will. No, so there's no point going that side. Let's see. So now we've got a bit of traffic, and I like to, usually on the roundabouts as well, I like to be on the left lane because it's a little bit easier as well. Let's see if this car lets me in. So I'm just going to take that. Okay. There's a little button here, I don't know if you guys know it. So if any vehicle is giving out a lot of fumes, or there's a lot of bad smells going on ahead, then if you press that button, there's a biker there. If you press that button there, then all the fumes will be recirculated within the car, so you can see it there. Okay, and so you won't get any of the smells and things like that. You see that biker that just went past? So sometimes what some drivers do, I'm a biker as well, so you generally can pull over a little bit, and it gives them a little bit of space, and they like that, you know, there's a narrow gap there. So in this country they're allowed to go through. In Australia they're not. Some countries they're not allowed to filter through, but here they are. So whenever you are on the dual carriageways, say for example you want to change lanes and it is busy traffic like this, bikes will weave through in and out, so don't do any sudden lane changes, okay? It can really go wrong, so please bear that in mind. It's very, very important. So now I'm probably going to pause the video for a second because there's loads of traffic, so you don't really want to sit in this for a while, and then we shall hopefully resume very shortly. Stop recording. Alright guys, now we're coming up to the roundabout, okay? Just wait to see the roundabout. I'm in the middle lane. Middle lane goes straight, left lane also goes straight, and the right lane is meant to turn right. A lot of people here, they go into the right lane and they end up shifting over right at the end, so it can get a bit risky. You might see that with this white car in a bit. Sometimes the middle lane can get a bit blocked up by cars who are trying to go to the exit on the right hand side, but that's why I prefer the left lane a lot. But let's see how it goes now. It's good to have options, so you should try and do your roundabouts from different lanes, just so you see which method you prefer, and which way is easier for you. So now have a look at the white car. They're gonna probably cut in because the aggressive drive had the look. See, told you. So I'm gonna have a look in the left mirror. There's no car, there's a van there, so I'm not gonna bother lane changing. So we just be patient, nice and relaxed, no rush. Always check before you move, okay? There is no rush, okay? Because these cars are moving off now, and it's going to be straightforward hopefully as we leave. So I'm going to signal left to leave, and then we leave on the outer lane, okay? We leave on the outer lane. There we go, perfect. Now I'm in my full right to overtake this van because I'm on the right hand side. And what do we have to do now? We always have to return back. So check in your mirror, have a look. Car's dead straight. I never do this. I never do mirrors, signal, move. I do mirrors, signal, and then I safely think about coming over. Okay, there we go, nice and smooth. Okay, so it's never mirrors, signal, move straight away, because the signal is there to warn people. So give them a few seconds to look at your car, because for example, I'm not always looking at the white car. I might be looking at a sign, I might be looking at something else. We're going straight ahead, so I'm going to come back to the left lane. Yeah, so I might be looking at something else, and then after a few seconds my eyes will go back to the car ahead of me, because no driver takes their eyes off a car for too long, and then they'll see the signal. So if you mirror, signal and move at the same time, you haven't warned them, you haven't warned anyone. So it's almost like, what's the point of signaling? You might as well just have moved. So always take that little tip, do mirrors, do signal, stay straight for a couple of seconds, and then calmly move over. It will kind of keep you calm as well. Obviously if it's dead clear, it's a different issue, you can just move straight away. But here, have a look, we're at Apex Corner roundabout, following the shape, staying in our lane, straight ahead, second exit, no signals yet, and then as we're leaving, do a little left signal here. There we go, and we're going to carry on straight. Always remember, the signal doesn't cancel usually when you are leaving a roundabout, so you need to remember to cancel signals when you leave roundabouts, okay? All right, so every now and then people so often ask me, students are always saying, how many seconds do I need to check the back mirror or whatever, you know? So there is no rule. You know, some instructors will give you a set number of seconds, you know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. I don't like to do that because you haven't got time to count that. You've got so many other things to do. You should just be in a natural habit of knowing what's around you. You know, so now if I want to overtake these guys, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm signaling, and I'm looking to smoothly lane change. Okay? There we go. Now, we're going to come up to a set of traffic lights, and we're going to go straight ahead at those lights. Usually they're quite busy. Let's see. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying a second ago. Yeah, checking behind. You should always know. I was telling, I'm a bit old school, so I don't like to have headphones on, over the ear headphones or anything while I'm walking on the street. So I like to always know what's around me. I like to hear it. I'm a bit jumpy like that. So, if someone comes up from the back of me and taps me on the shoulder out of the blue, I'll just sort of, it'll be a bit of a surprise and jump. Some people are very calm, they don't really care, but I'm a bit jumpy. So I like to know, I like to hear what's around me, so I'm not getting those surprises. And it's a bit similar like that with driving. I like to know what's around me quite often. I'm generally looking around, not all the time, but generally I'll know what's behind me. And then I'd like to, there's an ambulance here, let's see if we can do anything, but I don't think we can. They're not gonna really come through. So I like to know what's around me. So there's no seconds, there's no sort of time amount that you want to do. You just need to make sure you know what's behind you, especially when you're coming up to junctions. All right, especially before you want a lane change. And on dual carriageways, what I like to do is I like to know if there's an option to get out of my lane if I need to, out of the blue, because things happen. Some people will slam the brakes, someone car tire might pop or whatever. So I like to always know what's there, so call it a get out clause. Traffic lights been green for a while, I'm checking behind, and then now I'm braking. I've seen behind here and braking more and more, and gently back. There you go, done. And that's literally what I'm talking about. You should know what's there. Now, some people also ask me, what's the point of checking behind when you're going to stop anyway? And I'm like, yeah, to be fair, 9 times out of 10 you're going to stop anyway. I'll explain that one time in a minute. But if the car is really close, like bumper to bumper behind you, then what you're going to do is, if you know in advance the traffic lights are far, you're going to start braking early, so your brake lights come on, you slowly calm down, and that gives them time to start backing off from you. Whereas if you suddenly stop, they'll go into the back of you sometimes. And that's really important also for that 1 time out of 10, which I was sort of saying, was if the light changes suddenly, say for example, this is a repeater light, there's no line here. If for example, give me a second, I want you to change lanes for you lot, but because you normally return back to the left lane, but I know I'm turning right, so I don't need to change lanes. So if you need to suddenly brake for a traffic light and it's safe to stop, but it's going to be a harsh stop, if you check behind and the car is really close, you are allowed to go through the amber light. So amber means stop if safe to do so, basically. It's a bit like the red light also means stop, amber means stop, but with amber you have a bit of give. Okay, so it doesn't mean you see amber and you try to go through it. We're doing the 3rd exit here, by the way. He's far away, so I can take that. 1st exit, 2nd exit, mirrors, signal, smooth glide across. Slide and glide, look at that, nice and gentle. I know I'm talking a lot at the moment. I'm trying to fit in as much info as I can. Right, signs, have a look. National speed limit signs. So what's the speed on this road? 60. Okay, so single lane dual carriageway, 60 miles an hour. You're always checking your mirror before you accelerate. What's the gap that you're meant to leave in front or with the car in front of you? Hopefully you've answered the question right away. So it's 2 seconds, okay? In wet weather it's 4 seconds, okay? Icy conditions 10. Now, how do you judge that 2 second rule? Any stationary object, when they pass that pole, I'm going to start counting. 1, 2, and now I'm 2.5 seconds. This is a nice gap, okay? Any closer, I'll give you an example now. Let's see this, right? So they're going 1 and 2. I'm literally just on 2 seconds now, okay? And any closer is risky, okay? Now, same sign, okay? 2 lanes. What's the speed limit? 70 miles an hour. So national speed limit with single lane is 60, multiple lanes is 70. All right. Now I need to go straight ahead at the roundabout. Oh, I can actually take the I'll go on the dual carriageway today instead, because I want you guys to see a bit more on the roundabouts. Maybe we'll do a motorway session later. So reduce speed, got the lines here, countdown markers. So we've got 3, 2 and 1 coming up now, and then we're going to go straight ahead, 2nd exit. I'm just going to lower the volume on that a little, good. And then starting looking early. I'm also angling my car. There we go, clear, nice and straight, in position. So if my angle is already set, it's much easier to stay in that arc shape, okay? The speed continues. There was a sign just there telling you it was national, but if there wasn't, see, speeds continue from road to road. Oh, I've mentioned that in one of the other videos as well. So now national speed limit 60 miles an hour. We're on 60 now, and I'm actually just going to set my speed limit now, so it's all set, so I don't need to worry about it. Now we're coming up to those cars. They don't seem to be going very fast, so I'm going to start reacting now. Yeah, you don't want to react late, you want to react early, okay? One thing I was going to say just before with regards to the roundabout is when you are coming up to it, if you noticed, I was starting to look early. That's a habit, but at the same time I also knew the shape I had to keep, so it's a bit of memory as well. You need to have a look at the shape of the roundabout and be able to angle your car while having a look. So your eyes and your head should be doing like windscreen wipers, looking there, looking there. Now we want to go straight ahead. Have a look at the road markings. That's a left only, that's a straight ahead, okay? So as we're coming up to the junction now, I'm keeping my distance. Tires and tarmac, make sure you can see them. Nice distance from a car. Now this roundabout's a bit weird because the straight ahead is in the middle lane. There's 3 lanes there, so we go from the left into the middle. It's very weird. It never really happens like that. And it can get risky if the car on the left does it wrong, but hopefully they're going to be doing it right. So we're going to have a look. I'm looking at that car, can potentially come out. That car's coming around. It's a little bit far from me, so I can deal with it. Middle lane, following Watford, and we're following it all the way around, and these cars hopefully will wait. I'm going to signal to leave. That's it. Very good, job done. Again, national speed limit, there's a sign there, but even if you didn't see it, it continues until you see another sign. Wow, it's a lot of talking, isn't it? So hopefully it's helping you guys. These are sort of the fast roads that you can encounter. So now I'm going to start picking up a bit of traffic ahead, and then we shall deal with that shortly. So that's generally the gist of it. I think we're going to come up to one more roundabout later on, but they're all pretty much the same, and hopefully that little bit has helped you guys. So that's the daily drive for today, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Take care, bye. Stop recording.